Welcome to 2K Sports. We've got live NBA basketball headed your way on this fine Wednesday afternoon. Along with Stan Van Gundy and Hall of Famer Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce will be with us courtside. We've got the visitors facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. Niko Melli is out there with Hayes. Then it's Boban Marjanovic, and it's Beberovic in a two-guard. And the basket by Lee.
The first good move in a long chess match between these coaching staffs.
Yeah, now we get to see the counterplay. How you respond is half the battle out there.
Here's Melli. Back to Hayes. 6 on the shot clock. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
High percentage look right off the bat.
Pass to Schofield. Here's Laverne. Here's Lee. Over to the left wing. 5 to shoot. Here's Ajinça. He's defended by Hayes. Here's Schofield. Got it. Good job in the low post.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Baldwin's shot is good.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Here's Lee. Softly drops in the floater.
There's a touch of artistry to the floater. Takes feel as much as skill.
Pass to Baldwin. Driving inside. Perfect night so far. 2 for 2.
Now you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. If he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Here's Lee. Schofield passes to Lee. Pass to Schofield from behind the arc. That shot, no good. Ball stolen. To the left side wing. Here's Ajinça. Counted from distance.
Good heads-up basketball. Sees an opening and capitalizes.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here in the first. Here's Beberovic. Pass to Baldwin. Clock at 6. And the shot goes in. Baldwin's got 7.
And he gives up some size inside, but makes a great adjustment on the finish.
Yeah, you got to love that kind of effort. Getting in there and fighting through the defense.
1:49 left to play in the first. Here's Melli. Fires the 3. No good there. Here's Schofield. Pass to Lee. Here's Schofield. Gets it to go. That makes him 2 for 3 in this game.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
1:11 left in the opening quarter. And here comes the break. And he throws it down. What a terrific lead pass.
Talk about taking advantage of the opportunity.
How about the anticipation right there that led to the steal? Then he goes straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
If they play this right, they can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, they really have to work the clock right now.
And the basket by Lee.
Willing passers, unselfish play. Have to appreciate this kind of offense.
Here's Baberovic. He's scoreless. Lets it go from deep. Second shot opportunity. Marjanovic. Oh, he missed the layup. He had him with the pump fake. They are looking really strong offensively.
Yeah, just terrific momentum. Let's see if they can keep it up.
There's a screen. Here's Laverne. Takes a three. That shot missing. And that concludes the first quarter of play. They're up by 6. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from what we've seen here from the home team, what's your take so far?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
Yeah, they gave the other team no time to breathe. Every time they got the ball, they were off to the races. And you see how effective this aggressive mindset can be.
They've got Niko Melli. He's out there with Hayes. And it's Baldwin in at the point guard position. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
LaMelo Ball is such an instinctive playmaker. Talking about his approach, he said, I'm just making it up. I see someone, I throw it, whatever comes to mind. Brian, the way he sees the game makes him box office attraction.
I like it. It's that new school flair with a game that harkens back to some of the greats. He's special to watch, Allie.
Check it out! Check it out!
Here's the pick. The three. That one doesn't drop. And we're now about a minute into this second quarter of play. Out left to the wing. Here's Harrison. Still without a bucket. Here's Black. 4 on the clock. And he misses his first shot of the game.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
And the shot goes. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Here's Harrison. They set the pick to the inside, and he converts the layup.
That's 3 buckets in a row off assist.
Yep, that one's good.
I see him! I see him!
Away team foul.
On Friday, and then on Friday.
First personal foul, first team foul. At the line.
First free throw is good.
Number 13. 2 shots.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Hoop poked away. And here's the fast break. Jumps up. And the finish on the break with the slam.
A sharp steal and some quick offense cuts it down to a 1-possession game. Well done.
Pass to Jackson. And the three-pointer goes.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
The 3-ball. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Harrison, the pass to Jackson. From deep. Guterich with the rebound.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
He takes it in, and that one's good. That makes him 2 for 3.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. Yeah, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And a two-handed jam! And the lead just keeps changing hands.
5 times already, and we still haven't gotten out of the first half.
Here's Harrison. No made baskets yet. 1:14 left in the second period. Shot clock at 6. They get it back.
Well done on the glass. Gets himself in position where he can use his size.
Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets.
Fast break, here we go. And he goes in for the dunk.
And it's energy like that on both ends of the floor that's got them out ahead.
The home team calls timeout. There's 39 seconds left in the second period. Will it go? And he can't get that one.
The other team just looks more in sync and is riding the momentum.
Their body language does not look good right now. They're deflated and unable to stop this run.
Takes the 3. Not going to go that time. With 2 seconds left. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
The first one falls. Second free throw, no good. Well, it was only a matter of time before they finally get the bucket.
I think he caught the defense napping. Those plays can be soul-crushing.
And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. They lead by a bucket. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Take a look at the home team. You expect this game to go down to the wire, and if it does, it'll be good for the coaches to see.
I've seen more stops in All-Star games. What do they call it, guys? Oh, yeah, Matador defense. They're just letting scorers go by.
Ole, ole, ole. Appreciate you joining us.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. The visitors with the ball. The lead is 2. And it's Lee with the rebound.
Despite the miss, those are the kind of looks coaches hope to create.
Here's Levert. Dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. There's a screen with the floater. The layup off target. Here's Nicolo. Yet to see a basket. Throw it down on the breakaway jam.
Just great work cashing in on the fast break.
Well, converting on those transition opportunities is just so important.
So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
First personal foul, first team foul. Shooting for the away team.
He misses the free throw.
2 shots.
And the second free throw is good. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's Lee. 6 points for him. Lee on the wing. Lots of room. And he gets the jumper to drop. Lee's got 8.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Here's Goodrich, and he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. First one falls for him.
Goodrich taking 2 shots.
Good on both.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Here's Lee. Give him 8. Lets it go from the wing. And all around the rim that time before dropping. 10 points for him.
Well, they came out of the locker room with a purpose. 4 for 4 already in the half.
And the ball ends up out of bounds. They'll keep possession. And a chance to see the latest edition of the power rankings. Always fun to see where everyone in the league stands. They're holding in the same spot, looking to climb the rankings.
When I look at this visiting team, they're going in the wrong direction. The good news, it's still super early in the season. Lots of games still to be played and lots of time to flip the switch.
That halftime break didn't seem to do them any favors, starting off the second half with 3 straight misses.
They get it again. Pass to Schofield. Here's Ajinça. 6 to shoot. And there's the screen. There's the 3. On target from range. Nicolo's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
The defense really fell apart there. You can't afford to leave them all alone at the arc.
Guduric can't hit.
And they just continue to dominate the boards.
3-pointer. Lee misses.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Guduric can't hit. Lee on the wing. 10 points for him. The shot's good.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
We've got 1:48 left in the third.
Third team foul. Lee. First personal foul. Third team foul.
And there's 1:45 left in the third. To win the run.
They've upped their intensity on defense. A noticeable change from the first half.
Down low. Here's Ajinça. Nice pass. Nice catch. And a resounding dunk.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Or good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Here's Nicolo. Offensive board. An 8-point differential. .58 seconds left in the third quarter. They set the screen. Misses the 3. Here's Lee. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
First personal foul.
It's his first trip to the line, and he knocks down the first one. So he gets them both. There's 45 seconds left in the third. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. And he drops the first.
Shooting for the away team. Taking 2 shots.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. There's 39 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Ajinça. He's got 5. Pass to Schofield. Here's Nicolo. With the teardrop. Good on the bucket. Nicolo's got 5 points now in the quarter.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Here's Guduric. He's got 6. 6 on the shot clock. From the top of the key. Jump shot is good that time. Give him 8 points now. Here's Lee. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. The third quarter comes to a close. Up by 8. And we're coming back in. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammates.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store.
I mean, they've been relentless. Just keep getting shots at the rim.
And the visitors call time here. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Hey guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message that the visiting team coach was giving to his team. He questioned his team's effort, asking them, should I put in the bench right now? Wake up, guys. We can still win this game, but I need you all to play like you believe you can. Not exactly a fun huddle to listen out, guys. Thank you for that, Allie. We've got Boban Marjanovic. Hayes is out there with Niko Meli, and it's Beberovic in at the 2. Here's DeColo. That 3's off the mark. They're doing what they can do to mount a comeback.
And BA, they don't have to get it all back at once. Just focus on making every possession count. And in the last 2 possessions, they've painted a picture of what not to do. Just way too loose with the basketball.
And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Personal foul, first team foul.
The first free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time.
And man, looking good from the line so far this half.
Here's Baldwin. 4-3. Hits the trifecta.
And coming down the stretch, both teams still playing fantastic offense.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Pass to Schofield. Fires the 3. Hits the 3-pointer.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Substitution on the court.
About a minute and a half into the 4th now. Jackson surveying the D. Lets it fly. Gets an open look and hits it. If they're going to go on a run, Grant, there's no better time than right now.
You're so right, B.A. I think they definitely expected a closer game than this.
No good on the triple.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Pass to Meli. Here's Beberovic. Here's Marjanovic. On the take. Shoots it from the corner. Black, no good.
I'm not sure how he's going to explain that shot later.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
Here's Marjanovic. Pass to Beberovic. Here's Baldwin. Another shot. Set it up with a fake, but it's offline.
Mixing it up inside, just coming up empty-handed.
Jackson against Hayes. The 3 is up. Baldwin with a rebound. We're in the final quarter play here. 3 minutes in. Beberovic can't get it to go. Pass to Black. Here's Meli. To snap the cold streak. That shot off.
Yeah, there's really no excuse for missing that one. That's just a blown opportunity.
Jackson, left side. They set a pick. Shot from the mid-range. It's Hayes with the rebound. Hayes has got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Baldwin. Knocks it down from distance. Baldwin's got 6 points in the quarter.
Yeah, he makes it look so easy out there. The game comes naturally to him.
Here's Jackson. It's Hayes with the rebound. Hayes has got 5 rebounds tonight. Let's go with a 3. Doesn't go that time. 1:02 left in the final quarter. Harrison with the bucket.
Gotta love how they've just maintained their intensity, even when they're this far up.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game. That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
41 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Black. It's hauled in by Marjanovic. They've got a chance here to cut the deficit to within 10. Here's Baldwin to the wing on the left. Back to Marjanovic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to Hayes. And with that one, the deficit trimmed to single digits. Oh, got a piece of it. And so the home crowd treated to a win. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be...
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. It'll be the visiting team facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. Paladon passes to Schofield. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Knocks down the three ball.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Now here's Lee. With the drive. And that one, good. The visitors with the ball. Here's the floater. No good that time. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Now here's Melodon. He's tightly guarded. And here's Ajinça. Clock at 6. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Personal foul.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
First trip to the line for him here.
Ajinça taking 2 shots.
And he sinks the second. So it's the visitors now. Here's Brazdeikis. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Now here's Lee. He's covered closely. Lets it go from the wing, and he connects with the jumper. Lee's got his second basket of the night. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Pass to Brazdeikis. So the wing on the left. Covered by Lee. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's good.
Have to love the ball distribution. Keep everyone involved.
Driving to the basket. And it's good. 2 points. Lee's got 6 points.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Lee's gone a perfect 3 for 3 so far. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. And it's Brazdeikis missing. Ajinça with it. Pass to Lee. And he drives in and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. This is his first free throw of the game. Free throw good, Lee. And he makes both free throws.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
1:57 left to play in the first. Lee with the steal. And here's the break. Laverne passes to Melodon. Back to Laverne. Lee with the ball. Lets it go with the 3. Rebounded by Smilagic. Ulanovas defended by Laverne. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Hits the three-point bomb.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Now here's Lee. Not a lot of room. Shot clock at 5. There's the pick. To the middle. Here's Schofield. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
46 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Lee with the steal. And here we go. Lee heading to the hoop. And Lee with the stuff.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now here's Melodon. Hasn't made one yet. Ajinça kicks to Laverne. Rebounded by Smilagic.
I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent from if you want to command the defender's respect.
And Theo Melodon picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
16 seconds left in the first. And it's blocked. Now Ajinça. Back to Lee. It'll count. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Leading by 5. The second quarter coming up right after this break. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
Into the lane, and he makes good on the layup. 5 points in the game.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Here's Harrison.
Team foul. Francisco. First personal foul. First team foul.
Now here's Jackson. Driving inside. Good.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Lukevicius, guarded by Jackson. 4 on the clock. Here's Wallace. That 3 off the mark. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. DeColo dishes to Jackson. Pass to Harrison. Here's DeColo. Wallace covering. And that one's good, DeColo.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Kicks it out to Mitchell. Wallace outside. Pass to Mitchell. Jacks up a 3. Black grabs the board.
Poor execution. That was not how they drew up that possession.
And here comes the break. Here's Wallace. Lays it up and banks it in. Wallace has got his first bucket in this one.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
And DeColo kicks to Jackson. They set the pick. Over Mitchell. Over to the left wing. Back to Harrison. Here's DeColo. Top of the key jumper, no good.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Yep, it counts.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
To the right side. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Well, easy money, right? I like the strategy. Go inside, get a high percentage look.
2 minutes remaining.
There's Harrison.
Away team foul. Zalgiris. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Now here's Jackson. He's guarded closely. The 3. The offensive rebound. Black kicks to Harrison. Back to Black. 5 on the clock. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Here's Wallace. Off target from three-point range. We've got 1:23 left to play in the first half. On the wing, Jackson. A floater. Rebound by Mitchell.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
Wallace finds Mitchell. This one for 3. That one doesn't go. Jackson looking it over. Out to the right wing. Pass to Harrison. Driving the lane. Second chance shot. Outside for Jackson. They shoot again. And his third shot of the night, no good, 0 for 3. Wallace outside. Pass Pass to Servidis. From downtown. He can't get that one to fall. Outside Jackson. And he hits the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Well, finishing quarter strong. Every coach preaches it. Nice work.
And so that's the end of the first half. They're up by 9. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
What do you think about our Eastern Conference winner?
The way the game is played now, it's tough for a big man to get the honors. But the bottom...
And talking about our game now, a very solid first half for the home team.
I mean...
And that is it for half.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. What can you say? Lee, an impressive effort here today.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
They've got Laverne. Aladon is out there with Lee, and it's Ajinça in at the small forward.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Right side, Lee. Pass to Ajinça. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Away team ball.
On Sunday. Then on Sunday. They've got Meladon. Laverne is out there with Lee. And it's Schofield in at the 4-man position. Here's Smilagic. Takes the 3. Laverne grabs the miss.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Lee outside. And Laverne kicks to Lee. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Aladon is out there with Lee, and it's Schofield in at the power forward position.
All by himself, trying to step up. He's got to be frustrated with the miss.
And a wide open look for Lee. Drains the wing trade. Lee's got 13.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Covered by Lee. Pass to Brazdeikis. Fires the 3. Schofield grabs the board. Schofield's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And that was close. He draws the... And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
The play will be reviewed. There will be 2 minutes to review the play.
Personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And both free throws good for Lee. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Brazdeikis. Scoreless thus far. There's a screen. Drives to the hoop. Missed inside.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Lee passes to Ajinça. Pass to Laverne from deep. Rebounded by Smailagic. Smailagic has got 4 rebounds in this game. Ildlc. Off target from outside. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Ldlc. David.
Hey, Kevin. The NBA has split its draft into 2 days. The league's executive VP and head of operations, Joe Dumars, says rosters have expanded and we're seeing a larger influx of talent, a lot of times from the second round. This format will do justice to those slept-on players. Kevin?
Yeah, good stuff, DA. Some Hall of Famers from that second round, for sure. That's tipped, and that one ends up out of bounds. And they retain possession. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Here's Lee. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And they've got time, Greg, to chip away at this lead.
Yeah, still lots of time, but they have to play smart if they want to erase this deficit.
Here's Brasdakis. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Brasdakis has got his first points of the night. 1:04 left in the third. Pass to Maledon. There's the screen. Lee outside. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Covered by Lee. Here's Smailagic. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Schofield. And here's Ajinça. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Here's Wallace. Mitchell with it. Laverne on him. They get it again. Out to Wallace. 3-pointer. And he's good on the 3 balls. Wallace has got 5 now. On the wing, Lee. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Up by... And we reach the... fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Here's Harrison. To the inside, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
They set the pick. Here's Dunston. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Shot clock at 6. And the 3 off target. Here's DeCola. Wallace covering. The tray kept alive. Pass to Harrison. Nice open look, but it's no good. Nailed from three-point land.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Here's Harrison from about 19 feet. Rebound by Mitchell.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take. How about the feel and the awareness he had there, finding his teammate behind the defense on the break.
Here's Harrison. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
And boy, he can see blood in the water attacking a somewhat helpless team right now.
Well, you love that there's no let-up in how they're playing. They want to dominate every aspect, including second-chance points.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
The drive by Jackson, and the shot goes down. So it's the visitors now. They trail by 14. Here's Mitchell, and he uses the glass on the layup. Mitchell's got his first basket.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Here's DeColo. Wallace covering. DeColo passes to Harrison. That's good from 17 feet away.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Here's Wallace. Servidis passes to Mitchell. Lekevicius. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
That free throw, no good.
Taking 2 shots.
Good on the second free throw. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Back to Harrison. Pass to DeColo. Now Jackson. Just 4 to shoot. Black kicks to Jackson. Takes a 3. Rebound by Mitchell. Here's Servidis. Guarded by Jackson. Servidis passes to Mitchell. Wallace right side. Lekevicius. No good on the triple. There's Harrison. 1:05 left to play in the final quarter. Now here's Jackson. D right on him. Poked loose, and they'll get another chance. There's Harrison. Second shot opportunity. Yep, that one goes in there.
Look, they've earned this victory tonight. Tough to dominate the way they did.
And they just went out and executed. Give credit to the coaching staff. They have to be thrilled with their level of play. Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
There's Jackson with the 3. Jackson can't get that one to fall. Here's Servidis. A 3-pointer off the mark. And so the home crowd treated to a win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly. Hi, everybody. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. Alongside Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll be joined by Ali LaForce courtside. We've got the visitors facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. Hayes with it. To the paint. Here's Melly. Back to Hayes. Pass to Baldwin. 3 on the clock. Out to the right wing. Here's Marjanovic. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. Now Wallace. There's a screen. Uncovered. Melly with a rebound. Here's Marjanovic. Pass to Baldwin. And we're about a minute into the first. Uneasy, too, on the layup.
As pretty much any coach, that's how he'd like to start the game.
Driving in. Here's Smilagic. Shoots. The 3. And he buries his first look.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Ali LaForce.
Thanks. I caught up with the home team's head coach. I asked Coach what the plan is for slowing down Jamal Murray. They said, honestly, it comes down to team defense. You need to be aware of where Jamal is at all times. He can light you up, but Murray also can dish it, so we have to be smart guarding him. Always a difficult task defending the talented Canadian Jamal Murray. Guys?
Okay, thanks, Ali. Back to Wallace. Just 5 on the clock. And there's the drive. Fires, high post. Gets hauled in by Marjanovic. Now here's Hayes. And there's a pick. Inside. Pass to Smilagic. From outside, off the mark.
Just haven't found their offensive footing yet, only managing to sink 1 of their first 5 shots.
Hayes, the pass to Melly. Misses the jumper from the wing.
And that's a low percentage shot, and I'm sure he knows it.
And those are the type of shots that just drive coaches crazy. Look, I wouldn't be shocked to see him sitting on the bench if he tries that bad boy again.
Pass to Smilagic. There's the triple. Baldwin with a rebound. Smilagic's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Here's Baberovic. Off target with the 3. And we're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Now here's Wallace. Tightly guarded to the right side. Nails it from 3.
If you give a shooter of his skill an opening like this, he's going to take it every time.
Away team ball.
.144 left in the opening quarter. They set the pick. Pass to Brazdeikis. Wallace outside. Here's Brazdeikis. Fires for 3. Melly with a rebound. Now here's Hayes. Tight defense on him. 1:10 left in the first. Here's Baldwin. Drills it from deep. Baldwin's got 7 points in the game.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Already 5 lead changes here.
Speaks to how evenly matched these teams have been thus far.
To the middle. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Ooh, putting on a show for the fans. Going up with a graceful reverse.
Oh, that had a little extra sauce on it, Grant. Now here's Wallace. Oh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
A point guard getting up like that? Boy, that is special.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. With the drive. This one for three. Connects from downtown. 7 points in the game. 17 seconds left in the first. Here's Marjanovic. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
This is his first opportunity at the line this evening. And he's good on the second. Outside Mitchell. 2 on the clock. And the jumper falls for him. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. They lead by 3. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in a moment. Man, some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And what do you guys think about the visitors here in this one?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
They're playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it. He's got a knack for those putbacks, so you have to be aware of that defensively. Get a body on him.
Pass to Servetus. Three-pointer, no good. Here's Guduric to the paint. Misses the layup. Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Servetus misses.
Shocking that he just bricked that one. The defense got real lucky there.
Guduric with the bucket.
Put your head down and go to work. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, when the game is up for grabs like this one has been, it's all about the attention to detail.
Pass to Servetus. On the clock. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. To the inside. And Birch slams it in.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
To halt the run. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it off.
Just outstanding distribution. This is the kind of team chemistry that you love to see.
And the layup is good.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Takes it inside. Lets the 3 fly. He drops it from range. He's got 5.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
Down low. And there's the turnover. Pass goes out of bounds.
There's one for the low light. Wow. I'm not sure who messed up the pass, but look, somebody did.
Inside. And down it goes. Dunked it through off a beautiful setup. One team gains momentum, then the other storms back.
Hey, if this is any indication of how the game is going to go, we're in for a treat.
They set a pick. Right wing. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. In transition. Here's Servetus. No points yet. Mitchell. He's guarded by Birch. Outside for Mitchell. Here's the three. And the shot's off. 1 for 2 in this one.
Gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
The layup misses. A minute 20 left to play in the first half of basketball. And he drives in. That one falls.
Yeah, he was able to sneak it to the rim. Had enough room to get just like an easy layup.
Here's Guterich. Count the basket. "55 seconds left in the half. Sinks the tray. 10 points for him.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
And Mitchell over to help. To the inside. Stolen by Mitchell. And they're running. On the wing, Mitchell. And it falls. 2 for 3 from the field so far.
I just love the ball move.
Mitchell's gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Ooh, solid defense from Mitchell.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, it's all about clock management with these situations. Let's see how that plays out.
And the three off target. So we conclude the first half. Up 6. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
The visiting team, 29.
You take a look at the visitors. You really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big changes, and then you have subtle changes. Everything in preparation for this.
All right, looking back now at that first half, we just saw some obstacles to overcome for the home team. Thanks for tuning in.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Here's Baldwin. Niko Melli is out there with Hayes. Then it's Boban Marjanovic, and it's Biberovic in at the 2-guard spot. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. These are his first free throws of the game. No good on the free throw.
Niko Melli taking 2 shots.
And he ends up missing both free throws. Pass to Smailagic. Wallace, right side. Just 5 to shoot. Out to the right wing. Fires it from 18. That's short off the rim.
I don't know if he got in his own head there or what, because the defense can't really take credit for that miss.
Hayes for 3. The shot, no good. Hayes has gone 1 for 3 on the night. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Wallace, left side. Second chance effort. Shot is good. Off the back rim and in. Wallace has got 9 points.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Here's Melli. Ooh, a two-handed power slam.
Strong finish to cut into that lead a little.
And left no doubt with that one, Grant. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Wallace fires in the triple. Wallace has got 5 points in the quarter.
He's got a hot hand, and the defense seems helpless to stop him.
Away team foul. Francisco. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Baldwin. He's got 7. Pass to Marjanovic. Here's Baldwin. Launches it.
And they have been cold coming out of the break. Only getting one of their first 4 shots to drop this half. Got to pick it up.
It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And that one misses. Here's Baberovic. No points so far. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's Baldwin. Oh, a big finish with a one-handed jam.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, BA.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team. And the layup is good off the glass. He's got 7.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
And Baberovic gets it to go.
You can't lose a shooter like him on the court. The ball will find its way to him, and he will drill a 3 each time.
We've got 1:55 left in the third. Here's Wallace. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Hayes. And finished off by Hayes.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Wallace outside. Shot clock at 6. Fires from the wing. It's hauled in by Baberovic. Here's Baldwin. 3-pointer off the mark.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
The 3 is up. Knocks down the triple.
You want to know why they're winning? It's because of his play offensively.
Here's Baberovic. Watched by Wallace. Over to the wing. Here's Baberovic. Here's Baldwin. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Pass to Brazdeikis. In transition, here they come. Here's Marjanovic. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Great teamwork on that drive. Punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution. Running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Count it. He's got 12.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
Hayes for 3. That shot is off. And we've reached the end of the third. Leading by 9. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
You've got to admire the vision just as much as the accuracy. Not many players can even spot that pass.
Fourth quarter action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. There's a screen by Birch. From outside the arc. That shot off the mark. He's guarded by Birch. Gets the 3 ball to go.
And when it comes to the 3, they've been really dialed in here in the second half.
Team foul. First personal foul. First team foul.
On defense, the visiting team. 14 points, their largest margin of the game. No coverage that time.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Take that, he says. I see your three, and I'll raise you another three.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Here's Servetus. Clock at 6. He's guarded by Birch. And it's good. 2 points.
His play is a big reason why they're ahead. He hasn't missed a shot all night.
Away team ball.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half of this fourth quarter. Three-pointer. It's not going to go for him. And it's off from three-point range.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Tipped away. To the middle. Here's Mitchell. No good from 11 feet.
Looked like he just rushed it there. Just maybe take a little bit more time in the future.
Away team ball.
We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
I just love when teams make it work down low.
And they've been careless with the ball tonight.
Yeah, it's a lack of focus and a lack of discipline. They're better than this.
From downtown, Mitchell grabs a miss. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. Here's Servetus. No good on the three. Here's Gudarich. Launches a three. Picked it. Mitchell, a screen on Birch. Outside for Mitchell. Shot clock at 6. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
First personal foul.
Now, we don't pick favorites, Richard, but did you have a favorite road city?
Well, it depends on when you ask me, B.A. I love New York. That's my favorite city. I was born in L.A., but there's nothing like going home to Phoenix, Arizona, where I grew up.
A minute 31 left in the fourth quarter here. To the wing, right side, Birch. Another miss. They desperately need a bucket. Richard, how do you think you would have fared if social media was as prevalent in your younger years as it is right now?
I can tell you right now, I would not be able to sit next to you right now, B.A. That's the type of life I would have lived.
Shot clock at 5. From the arc. They get the rebound.
Team foul. Will begin. First personal foul. Second team foul.
That free throw is good from Mitchell.
For the away team, Mitchell. Taking 2 shots.
No good on the second free throw. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth. Pass to Birch. Here's Gudarich. Beyond the arc. Sinks it from distance. The visitors with the ball. He's guarded by Birch. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Misses the wing three. Here's Servetus. And So it's a victory for the road team in this one. Exceptional effort on the road. They were ready and...
Coming to you live on this Tuesday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. We've got the visiting team and the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. They've got Laverne, and it's Ajinça in at the 3 slot. Pass to Laverne, 4 on the shot clock. They get it back. Here's Schofield. Looking for Lee, gets it there. Lee can't get that one to fall. Here's Biberovic. Fires for 3. Schofield grabs the board. Now here's Lee. Here's Schofield.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Lee outside. Just 5 on the clock. Releases.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
Fires from deep. Baldwin can't get it to go. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Laverne passes to Schofield. Lee outside. Pass to Schofield. Sinks the triple.
Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
Here's Baldwin. Shoots the 3. Melly passes to Baldwin. The shot's good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here's DeCola. Here's Schofield. And it falls over the rim and in. Schofield's got 5 points so far. Ball's knocked loose. Lee with the steal. To the paint. Here's Laverne. And Laverne throws it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
Now here's Lee. Back to Laverne. 3-pointer. The rebound by Biberovic. And they're running. Melly passes to Marjanovic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
First personal foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
At the line for your home.
Free throw drops for Marjanovic.
Taking 2 shots.
And he can't hit the second. 1:44 left here in the first quarter. DeColo passes to Schofield. Now, here's Ajinça. He's guarded closely. from outside the arc, and the three ball is good.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Melly passes to Hayes. 1:12 left in the first quarter. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Here's Ajinça. Offensive rebound. Pass to DeColo. For the three. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. Now Hayes. Still scoreless. They set the screen. His three-pointers off the mark.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
That's a 2 from Lee. Here's Ajinça. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
You've got to be aware of him at all times. He's a bully on the backboards.
We've got 22 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Laverne with the steal. One-on-one here. Here's DeColo. Ajinça kicks to DeColo. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Floats one up, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so the first quarter is in the books. Leading by 9. And we'll... And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
You've got Lee, and it's Laverne in at the foul. There's Lee with the three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lee's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Fires from the corner, and he hits the jump shot. Here's DeColo. He has yet to score. Lets the 3 fly, and he's still waiting to make his first shot for the night. Now 0 of 4. Out to the wing. Here's Gutterich. No good from outside. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. And a wide open look for Lee. Sinks the three-pointer. Lee's got 6 points.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
And that one is good from Colson.
A super high percentage shot there. You just can't allow him to get that close.
From deep three-point land. No good from Lee.
And that was a little bit of a range check for him.
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Here's Gutter. To the left side wing. Down low. And it's DeColo with the rebound. DeColo's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Schofield from outside off the mark. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Here's Gutterich, covered by Lee. And that one's good, Colson. Colson's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
You got to do more than that to keep the ball out of his hands down low.
Exactly. I mean, deny him the ball in the first place. Don't let him get it.
A fantastic string of games for him. Your Western Conference Player of the Week, Theo Maledon.
He's been absolutely electric for his team. The way he's been able to finish plays and just take a hold of the offense at that off-guard spot is more than deserving of recognition.
The visitors with the ball. And here's Jackson. Beyond the arc. He's off on that one. Here's Gutter. Guarded by Jackson. Pass Pass to Gutteridge. Six to shoot. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Bangs home the trifecta.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
2 minutes first half. 2 minutes.
On the wing, Jackson. 1:52 left in the first half of the game. Pass to Melodon. Can they get it? Back to Jackson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Jackson's got his first 2 points of the night.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And he slams it one-handed.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
You know, that time I thought he did it with authority. Tremendous putback at a time when they really need it. I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
The three. Black grabs the board.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Outside for Jackson. Pass to Harrison. Shot clock at 6. Another shot. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. 29 seconds left here in the second. Here's Colson. 6 points for him. Here's Gutteridge. And a missed layup.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Offensive rebound. Black. Tries yet again. Right wing. Let's go. Beats the buzzer. Wow!
Yes, that's just an amazing play to get that ball off in time.
I agree. I mean, and to have the composure to lock in and get off a shot he feels confident about, that's good work.
These first-year guys, very impressive so far. Now it is, who can sustain this level of play?
And turning our attention to the first half, a positive start for the visiting team.
One big reason they're up.
Thanks for spending half.
And the first half is now in the books. They're up by 9. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Lee really making a difference here.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
He got Hayes. Holding out there with Marjanovic. And it's Biberovic in at the 2 spot. They've got Laverne, and it's Lee in at the point. Here's Biberovic. Misses the 3.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And he's not going to miss those very often, even from deep. The D has to close out a little stronger on him.
A nice shot by Melly.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Pass to Laverne. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Lee kicks to Ajinça. To the left wing. Here's Schofield. And it's off from three-point range. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Melly passes to Baldwin. There's the triple. Laverne grabs the miss. Laverne's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
Here's Schofield. He's got 8. Got it. Good job in the low post. Schofield's got 10 points.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from it.
Lee with the steal. By himself. And Lee with the stuff.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Lee with the steal. And now here's Lee, the fast break opportunity.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And the ball goes out of bounds. It's turned over.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Hayes, bounce pass. Here's Biberovic. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Trailing here in the game, you can look at his performance as a direct indicator of why they're losing.
Here's Melly. And that one drops for him. Melly's got his second bucket tonight. 1:49 left in the third. Here's DeColo. They get it back. Here's Schofield. Lee outside. It's good from long range. 11 points in the game.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
1:14 left to play here in the third. Just 5 to shoot. Offensive rebound. Out left to the wing. Marjanovic down low. Laverne on him. Here's Biberovic. Still yet to score. Drills it from outside.
Not sure what the defense was thinking. I mean, you can't leave this guy open from deep.
Here's DeColo. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Pass to Biberovic. From past the arc. Good on the three-point shot. Biberovic has got 6 points in the quarter.
He didn't have a single point in the first half. Bagel. 0 points. Nada. But he's starting to get into the groove here in the second.
There's Lee with the three. It's rebounded by Hayes.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
Yeah, doing exactly what he had to do right there to make sure he wasn't going to get flushed on or Instagrammed.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
There's the pick. Here's Baldwin. Had the space there, but it's offline. Here's Lee. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. They lead by 13. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. We've got Baldwin. Marjanovic is out there with Hayes. And it's Biberovic in at the shooting guard position.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Here's Harrison. Off target from the wing.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
They set the pick. Here's Hayes. Offline with his three. Now here's Melodon. Defense is right there, and they pick up two.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Pass to Black. It's stolen by Marjanovic. Out in his own on the break. Here's Biberovic. And a miss there on the triple. Biberovic has gotten only 2 of his 8 attempts from long range to fall for him here. They grab their own miss. Covered by Hayes. Tries again. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And doing a really good job here of pounding it inside in the second half. Sound strategy with the lead.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Here's the screen. Here's Harrison. No good with the triple.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
There's the three. And it's Melodon with the rebound. Lets it go from deep. And that one's good, Harrison.
He's just stretching him out. The defense has got to do a better job of staying attached to him.
Yeah, especially with the score being what it is. I mean, you got to tighten it up on deep.
Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Greg, we know players are not shy about criticizing officiating. Anything you try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
Wide open, couldn't capitalize. There's 1:38 left here in the fourth quarter. Inside. It's blocked. Jackson with it. Down low. Here's Melodon. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Melodon's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter. Left side Jackson. Here's the three. On the wing Jackson. And it's going to go the other way. Jackson's gone 2 for 6 from the floor so far. There's a good screen. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Here's Harrison. Lets it fly. Off target with the open look. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Gutteridge. Guarded by Jackson. Oh, that's blocked. Harrison scanning the floor. Pass to Black. Harrison in the corner. To the left side wing. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Melodon. Banked in off the glass.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
11 seconds left in the game. From deep three-point land, that one misses. And so the road team gets the W in this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for...
Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. And this is Brian Anderson, along with Grant Hill and Brent Barry. Allie LaForce, our reporter tonight. We've got the visitors facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. Here's Lee. Offline with a three. The floater, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
A nice shot by Schofield.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Pass to Brasdeikis. Wallace outside. Jacks up a three. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
Here's DeColo. Here's Lee. There's a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Schofield. Wallace pulls it in. Stripped away. Lee on the wing. Puts it up from 15. The shot that time not on target. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Here's Smilagic. Puts up a three. It's hauled in by Schofield.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Pass to Ajinça. And it's good as he snugs it right through the net. Here's Smilagic. For three. Drains the triple.
That's just a lapse right there. No matter what, somebody has to be there and get a hand up in the shooter's face.
Here's DeColo. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
And that one is stuffed right through.
He slams it home and gets some extra camera time chilling on the rim.
Yeah, he did spend a little time up there, didn't he?
A bit undersized. His hops make him a legit small ball 4.
We've got 1:55 left in the first quarter here. Here's the pick. Out to the wing. Here's Smilagic. The three-pointer off the mark. Smilagic's gone 1 for 3 from the field here. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Here's Lee. Watched by Wallace. Shot from 16. It doesn't go for him.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Off target from outside.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
With 2 hands on the rock, he powers it through.
Totally in control, protecting the ball the whole way. Driving to the basket. And down it goes. 2 points. Wallace has got 5 points. Wallace has gone 2 for 3 from the field. 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ajinça, perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
Attacking the heart of this defense. That's 8 straight points inside.
Wallace with it. 5 points in the game. Knocks down the long J. Give him 8 points now.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Here's DeColo. And he got the whistle on the way up. And here comes the coach's challenge. He disagrees with the foul. He does not hesitate to ask for a second look. It's a pretty heated game. Every call matters.
2 shots. The play is under video review under NBA rules. The officials will have 2 minutes to review the play.
Still disputed even after the video review.
There's no doubt there's going to be a gray area in a lot of these calls. But at least we have the option to take a second look. So the officials can be sure they get it right. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
That free throw no good. He hits the second from the line. 15 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And Wallace, here we go. Banked it in off the glass. Wallace has got 10 points in the game.
Want to score in the NBA? Picks can really force the D to make tough choices.
Fires from deep. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. Well, it's been a high-scoring, competitive game through the first quarter of play. Up 3 and quarter. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And from what we've seen here from the home team, what's your take so far?
They are looking engaged so far, especially on offense.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
With defense that soft, you have to take them to task.
We've got Teo Maladome, and it's Black in at the center position. And a miss there on the triple. Maladon, pass to Harrison, back to Maladon. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
He's got his first free throws of the night right here. Both shots good from the stripe.
That's what he does. Rock solid at the line.
We've got Jackson, and it's Black in at the center position. And that one's good. Servetus.
This game has been like a seesaw. Both teams going back and forth at one another.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
There's a screen. Here's Harrison. No good from outside.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Going inside, gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Now, he's too good a finisher to blow that kind of chance, but that's going to be a wake-up call to the defense.
Now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second. And they call an illegal screen here.
You're not going to fool the officials too often on an illegal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
Here's Servetus. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And he makes the first.
At the line for your home team. Servetus. 2 shots.
And so he makes both from the line. And the visitors call time here.
They're just giving away a run right now. The question is, can they stop the tide?
It's hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a fourth? I'm not sure.
Maladon, pass to Black. To the right side. Oh, there's a killer 2-hand slam.
Oh, what ferocity on the throwdown. I just love when he goes up with purpose.
Where was the D right there? The effort lacking big time.
There's some ways to get your coach's attention, and that draws the coaching staff's ire.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one at the line is good.
2 shots.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Here's Servetus. They set the pick. Shot from the top of the key. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Servetus has got 6 points in the quarter. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Harrison, no good. Harrison's gone 1 for 3 on the night. And Mitchell with the slam.
I just love how he runs the floor with energy and intensity, but still stays under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Nice assist and nice finish. Solid play all the way around. Black's got his first points of the game.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
That's his second foul, but not the end of the world. One more before halftime, though. That would change some things.
Second team foul.
1:52 left in the first half of this one. Counted.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Soft touch off the glass. Harrison's got 6.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Just 5 on the clock. Off target from 3-point range.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Jackson outside. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Into the lane. Drops in the layup for two. 40 seconds left to play in the first half.
And they seem to have taken a more heads-on approach this quarter, and it's getting them to the free throw line.
On the night, he's 2 for 2 at the stripe. And he drops the first.
Shaquille Harrison. 2 shots.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Well, his body control is phenomenal, and his ability to get to the line has always been impressive. That's a huge part of his game.
Servetus misses.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
Tries again. Shot's good by Black. Black's gotten his second bucket of the game.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his 3rd foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down.
That free throw, no good.
Taking 2 shots.
And he sinks the second. The visitors with the ball. Here's Lee. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Fires the 3. Can't hit that one. And the first half comes to a close in a tie game. And we'll see you back here after the break. Third quarter action in just a bit.
One thing about this contest, it's very hard to win. Everyone's a great shooter. It comes down to who's hot and who's clutch.
And
I'll tell you, he doesn't miss many. He can be aggressive and play within himself at the same time. Heck of a first half.
thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Here's Nicolo. Back to Lee. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Off the mark there with a 3. The 3. Pure from three-point range.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on it.
Uses the glass on the layup. Lee's gotten his first points in this one.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
To the left wing. About a minute played here in the second half. Wallace outside. Can't get it to go. His second miss in 6 tries. To the paint. Here's Laverne. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Here in the second half, this game's still nip and tuck.
Just an insane amount of lead changes. The fans are getting their money's worth.
90 seconds into the second half now. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
No debate there. He got hammered.
And he makes the first. Hits both from the stripe. Here's Nicolo. He's got 5. Pass to Aginsa. It's stolen. The offensive rebound. Wallace, right side. From behind the arc. 5 on the clock. Second chance shot. Brasdeikis, good.
When it's this close, every bucket matters. You need good looks.
Here's Lee. Watch by Wallace. And the basket by Lee. Lee's got 4 points in the quarter.
Okay, good game plan. Start the second half. 3 of 4 so far from the field.
Now here's Wallace. Defense right on him. Here's Smilagic. Here he goes. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
Oh, that was nasty. A two-hand mega slam.
Man, I don't think anyone was going to stop him there. Here's Lee. Watch by Wallace. Pass to Schofield. Here's Lee. He's off on the layup.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Wallace outside. Here's Smilagic. They set the screen. Launches it. Now here's Wallace. Goes back up. And the layup is good. Wallace has got 12 points in the game.
This looks like he's got more feel tonight, like he's really got a good grip on that ball as he's letting it go.
Here's Schofield. No good with the triple.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
And Wallace, here we go. Here's Brasdeikis. 4-3. He buries it from 3. Give him 8 points now.
Their long-range shooting since halftime has been as strong as you could hope for.
Lee on the wing. Shot to stop the run. Sends it home from three-point land. Lee's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Not sure which clips they watched at halftime, but he has figured out how to attack the D, and they kept him in check in the first half. He's flipped it.
Pass to Wallace. Here's Smilagic. He's got 5. Back to Wallace. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
Gotta hold firm or you're gonna get a call.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Here's Lee. Out left to the wing. Down low. Here's Laverne. Tries yet again. Can't get the layup. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the 4th quarter. Up 5. All right, we're going to step aside for just... And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Over to the wing. Here's Servetus. Just 5 to shoot from downtown. The shot no good.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
We've got Teo Maladon, and it's Harrison in at the point. Here's Maladon. Inside, Black, and he dunks it down.
This is when you need a defensive presence, but it's just not happening.
I'm looking out there trying to find one guy at least interested in playing defense, not that last possession.
Mitchell deciding where to go with it. Takes a 3. He can't get it to go. Here's Harrison, checked by Mitchell. Pass to Maladon. There's the drive, and he banks in the layup.
And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
And just about a minute and a half gone by in the fourth. Here's Servetus, defended by Jackson, and that one's good. Servetus.
Well, if you came here looking for a scoring battle, I think you made the right choice.
Yeah, both of these teams locked in on the offensive end. Going to be a high-scoring affair tonight. What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Jack's up a three. It's hauled in by Black. After having trailed for a while, they could retake the lead.
Nice effort to battle back and put themselves in this position.
Harrison with the bucket. This is the very definition of a back-and-forth contest.
Yes, neither side taking its foot off the gas. I'm expecting a spectacular finish.
Drives to the hoop. Good work there as it goes.
Smart play call to get him something at the rim.
Well, taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
And there's a pick. 5 to shoot. Count it. Good.
This is when your interior D has to be on high alert.
Harrison's gotten 4 of his 7 shots to go. So it's the home team now. It's a 1-point game. Servetus lays it up and banks it in.
Reliable approach, getting the ball in the paint and going to work.
Here's Harrison. 1:41 left in the fourth quarter. Pass to Black. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, BA.
Yeah, I don't blame him with the score this tight. You cannot take a chance here. On the take. The rebound by Harrison. Jackson, pass to Malador. 1:10 left in the game. To the paint. Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. 3-on-3. And he buries it.
Wow, that takes steady nerves right there.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Here's Maladon. Oh, he nails it!
Yeah, there was a lack of intensity in the first half, but these teams have now turned it up.
You asked for those hustle plays earlier in the game. We're seeing them now.
Pass to Servetus. Oh, the trifecta! 29 seconds left to play in the fourth. Here's Harrison. "15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 6 to shoot. And buries it from deep.
Ooh, a clutch bucket. A defensive stop now could be all it takes to clinch the win.
The home team calls timeout. All right, guys, how do you see him managing the next possession?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
And sometimes not just what a coach draws up, but who he has execute in these moments.
The home team calls timeout. Obviously, not a lot of time to work with. What do you guys think we're going to see?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
And sometimes not just what a coach draws up, but who he has execute in these moments.
Substitution on the court.
There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Wallace outside. Launches a three. And he drills the triple. And the visitors call time here. All right, thoughts on what coach is going to do here?
I would honestly attempt to get the ball near the rim because even if the shot doesn't fall, a quick putback will suffice.
Here's Lee. Can't get the three to fall. So the home crowd happy here as they get the victory. What a performance they have here at home today.
I'll tell you what.
And welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. On the sidelines, it's David Aldridge. We've got the visiting team facing the home team. Now the starting group for the visitors. We've got Hayes, Baldwin out there with Marjanovic, and it's Melli in at the four-man position. Now here's Hayes. The three ball. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Wallace outside. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Here's Biberovic. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. It's 2-on-1. Here's Wallace. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper.
That's just poor transition defense. He's too good a shooter to leave open out there.
Baldwin looking for the opening. Pass to Melli. And he banks in the layup. Just over a minute and a half played here in this one. Drills the three-pointer.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Here's Hayes. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
I can't believe he missed that three. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving it.
Pass to Biberovic. Here's Melli. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here he goes. It's rebounded by Hayes.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
Baldwin can't get it to go.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Out to Wallace. Sinks that one from the post. Wallace has got 5 now.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Over to the wing. Here's Marjanovic. Rebound by Wallace.
The defense does just enough to alter that shot.
Pass to Smailagic. Launches a three. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Biberovic. The rebound by Brosdakis. Here's Smailagic. No scoring in this one. There's the drive.
And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. Oh, trying for it, and unable to corral the miss, and it goes on a play. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now, here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. They tell a great story. And you take a look at this home team, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
When you look at this visiting team, they've been consistent in their approach, and they found consistency in these rankings. Just a real solid club that puts a good product out on the floor.
Hands it from downtown.
That pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Here's Baldwin. And nothing is falling for him right now. easy 2 points on the layup.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Belly off target with his 3. Wallace outside. Shoots. The rebound by Marjanovic.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert, but that time he just couldn't get it done.
Hayes, no good.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. They lead by 11. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for this. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep that kind of intensity for the entire game. But if they can come close to that, they'll be in a great spot.
The drive by Mitchell. Good work there as it goes. For 3, buries the long-range jumper.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
Covered by Birch. Here's Servetus, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Shoots. A shot off that time.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
It's up a 3. They get the rebound. From the arc. Fires the 3. That shot is off.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Colson driving in, and the lead is down inside single digits. Colson's got 5.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
On the wing, Mitchell. Launches it. The shot by Colson, no good. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. Clock at 6. Covered by Birch. Birch grabs the board. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Cuts off the pass. Good D by Mitchell. Here's Servetus. Still without a basket. And yes, it's good.
Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
No good on the 3. Here's the break, up the floor, and he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
That one's in, his first shot this game.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Trains the three-pointer.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. On Thursday and then on Sunday. There's the pick. Pass to Birch. Here's the break. By Birch. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Off the mark and a bad shot there. Here's Servidis. He scores the basket. That's field goal number 3 for him.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
41 seconds left in the second quarter. The shot by Colson, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
Butkevicius. The three-pointer, no good.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Here's Gutteridge. Nothing on the board. Off target at the rim. Lukevicius. Offline from the high post.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let in and keep taking.
That'll do it for the first half. Up by 15. They'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
Thanks for joining us.
They know they don't have to keep shooting threes, right? When you're this cold, you just can't keep tossing them.
And this might be a... Thanks for joining us. Now...
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Here's Baldwin. Wallace covering. From downtown, a nice shot by Baldwin. Baldwin's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, the defense can't lose track of him. He's just too talented offensively.
They've got Marjanovic. He's out there with Baldwin. And it's Biberovic in at the shooting guard.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
The shot's good from Hayes.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
You've got Baldwin. He's out there with Marjanovic. And it's Melli in at the 4. He takes it in. Wallace inside. 3 on the clock. Here's Brosdakis. Back to Wallace. Pass to Brosdakis. Jacks up a 3. The rebound by Biberovic. They set the pick. Lets it go from deep. Baldwin can't get it to go.
Well, that is stifling coverage on the perimeter. That's how you stop a good shooter in his tracks.
You've got Hayes. Marjanovic is out there with Baldwin. And it's Biberovic in at the 2-guard spot. Lets it go with a 3. That shot missing.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Well, the rebounding battle tells the story. There's a big gap between them right now.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
It shows you're able to attack the rim from any position.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Well, he's been very reliable tonight, not wasting any chances, really using his head.
Wallace with the ball. 12 points for him. Good on the triple. Wallace has got 10 points in just the second half.
And they're getting points. They're getting stops. This is how they'd like to play all the time.
Great example of how to build a lead and then sustain it. You win games on both ends of the floor.
It's stolen by Marjanovic. Pass to Biberovic. Here's Melly, and he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
Well, he's been able to find points, just not enough of them. They've got to string together some more buckets.
Wallace, good. Wallace has got 17 now.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart.
And it's a great finish!
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. Pass to Smilagic. No good on the three. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Biberovic lays it up off the glass. The three. It's rebounded by Hayes. Hayes has got 4 rebounds in this game.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Well, Greg, they're making a valiant effort to come all the way back. Wow.
And they need to take care of the basketball. Plenty of time. No need to force anything.
They get it again. And that one's good. Marjanovic.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
It's stolen. Ahead. Stripped it away. And they're pushing it up. Goes up. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Melly's gone 5 of 7 from the field. That's over 71% actually. There's the screen. Going inside. It's rebounded by Hayes. This gives them the opportunity to get within 10. Pass to Biberovic.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
This is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
Yeah, they have made the most of their transition chances.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. They lead by 13. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. They've got Marjanovic. Baldwin out there with Hayes. And it's Biberovic in at the 2-guard. The 3. The rebound by Biberovic. Here's Hayes. The 3-pointer off the mark.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
3-pointer. The shot, no good.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
There's the triple. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed. And no doubt, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. And there's the drive. Good on the bucket.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Here's Birch. Pass to Baldwin. Five to shoot. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, I hate to say it, but he hasn't done a lot to help their cause tonight. He's been a little erratic from the floor.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Servetus, no good. Here's Colson. Here's the three. Rebound by Mitchell.
Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup. He just couldn't knock it down.
There's a screen. Takes it inside. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Servetus. Sinks it. Foot range from outside. Wow. Servetus has got 5 points now this quarter. Here's Baldwin. This one for three. Hits it from three-point range.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Bucket is good. They have a very long way to go to get within sight of the lead.
And from what we've seen so far, guys, don't hold your breath.
It's stolen. 1:39 left in the fourth. Wasted no time on that one. Servetus has got 9 points now in just the second half. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
Lukevicius for the three. Connects from three-point range.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
.109 left in the fourth quarter. Hey, Coach Van Gundy, what advice would you give to the teams that are rebuilding around their young players?
Well, generally, Kevin, what I would say is get some veteran leadership, some veteran presence on your team also, so that you have guys that can show the young guys what professionalism is and help them in their adjustment to the NBA.
Yeah, getting the right kind of veteran, right, with the right kind of message.
That's a great point. Just having an older guy is not the answer.
27 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Picked him clean. Covered by Mitchell. Misses the layup. And so they get the victory here at home. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawless.